Welcome back, Space Girl Rocket. Greetings, Robert.
Welcome to Session 10. It has been a few weeks, but we've been very busy, and we had a public event we did that went really well. And
We've been working in the coal mine and going downtown.
What I would say is my usual gratitude to Larry about things is he signed us up for the Pridefest in Frankfort, and he was excited about it, but I really didn't know what we were going to do. And he had painted several skulls by the time we did the thing, and we came up with a few stickers and some coasters, and we had a fantastic time. I cannot say enough.
It was a wonderful time. We met a lot of wonderfully nice people. Made a lot of awesome contacts. People were very interested in what we were trying to do and had lots of advice, and it was just a really good time. Really classy people.
I can't say enough how different it was. So they had performances, and so they had like drag queens and drag kings, which a lot of people don't even know there are drag kings,
right?
But that was really just like the entertainment for the thing. There was just a lot of people there, and I was really happy with how many people were bringing their kids out just to be part of the community. It was in no way what I would call a "you should live this way" vibe. It was a we're people that want to be loved and accepted vibe. And in talking to a lot of the staff, it was actually heartbreaking. The majority of the work that these people do is not about awareness, it's not about acceptance. It's about giving somebody a house to stay at for the night. Because so many children, if they try to come out to their parents, get kicked out of the house.
And thrown out in the street.
I was completely heartbroken by that, and it's just reinvigorated. You know, that I feel like there's things wrong here, that people are being harassed and treated poorly for no damn reason. Absolutely no damn reason. And it just verified that. The majority of what they do is help people at 2 o'clock in the morning that are like, I'm sitting on a sidewalk with nowhere to go.
Yep. With all my stuff.
Why? It's just crazy to me. As a parent, it is absolutely crazy to me.
With me being, well, I don't want to tell anybody else's story, but as a parent who deals with issues like this every day, it's appalling. It's appalling to think of my child with nowhere to go and nowhere to be, and wondering where they're going to, live, sleep, eat.
It's just terrifying.
It really is. It's one thing to suspect it, but then when you're there and you hear it from the mouths of these people that have lived it, it's a gut check. It's a gut check. But I've told the person that's in my life that as long as I'm living, you will have a place to stay, eat, being safe and taken care of. And that's one of the things why I'm so invested in getting the studio started, so that we have that for others. A place where if they need to, I'm not saying we're going to put them up forever, but, if they need a safe place where they need to rest or, even get some help, I want to be able to set up a network where we can contact people who know what to do.
Right.
And get that ball rolling. But if they need a safe place to stay until those contacts can be made, they'll sleep on the floor. Hellas blankets, whatever we got to do. You know what I mean?
It definitely is eye-opening.
As more and more people in the world become refugees from one type of conflict to another, be it at home or in the field or whatever, we just need to spread more love, more kindness, more acceptance.
Agreed, entirely. It was eye-opening, like I said.
I did hear one good point, though. Back to that, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
One good point I heard was I heard a lot of stories about that very thing where Yeah, usually, when we get somebody in, we'll reach out to our contacts, and within, a few days, the most a week, we have them a place to be. We have a family that'll take them in, feed them, take care of them, keep them safe, and that was wonderful.
It really was. So we're gonna open with one of the interviews we did. That was a fun interview.
Yeah.
It's the person went by the name Contagious, and they were representative of the Kentucky Fried Sisters. And so we're going to start that interview and have a laugh and enjoy.
Well, hello. You look fabulous.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, my name is Contagious. I am a part of an organization called the Kentucky Fried Sisters, which is a part of a larger organization called the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. Today, we are here to expiate stigmatic guilt and promulgate universal joy. And what that means is I am here to tell you that you're beautiful and perfect just the way you are. And if there's enough room in the world for me to look absolutely feathery and gorgeous like me, then there's plenty of room for you to be authentically beautiful you.
Awesome. Well, let me tell you about our mission and see how you feel about that. So we're trying to open a very inclusive comic book studio that everyone feels like they can come and tell their story.
I love that.
And we already, you can see on the banner, are trying to show that, show random characters that are from all walks of life. And did you pick a sticker out today?
I did. Like I said, I am absolutely loving the strutting duck. I think
So-
that gravitates towards me today.
So that character is Doug.
Okay.
And Doug wears a costume every time.
Like your costume, buddy.
And
Thank you.
you never know who Doug is or what Doug looks like. That'll be his journey.
That sounds pretty close to me. I'm feeling that. Yeah, seems like a good match actually.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for letting us interview you.
Of course.
You'll be hearing more SpaceGirlRockets.com.
I would love that. Yes.
And we did this a long time ago. I did a comic book, and we're just trying to keep going and share that with everybody else.
As a nerd and someone that absolutely adores anything anime and comic book style, I am here for it. So thank you for being here and doing this.
Well, thank you for letting us interview you.
Of course, anytime.
Awesome. So you get to see there where we had some really small stickers that we made, I think 4 that were Pride specific, and we had one specifically, and I'll put it on the screen, that was Doug the Duck, and it was very popular. I wish I had known which one would have been popular because we ran out of stickers.
We could have sold posters of Doug.
We could have sold posters of Doug. And so who Doug is, and what's it say exactly? I'll pull it up here. Again, you'll see it on the screen, but I don't remember what it says exactly.
It says, being you is a journey. I'm working on me.
And so that character is from the Catalina Lunch series. And basically, we're going to have a different costume on Doug every week. And you have no idea who Doug is. He, she, they, tall, short, you just have no idea. And we're actually going to kind of play with that idea. The costume doesn't even make sense anymore. Like, how big is Doug? And, but, the idea there is, it's kind of like the V for Vendetta idea of, like, you don't know who the person is because that doesn't matter, their physical appearance. And so, anyway, it went really well. We were very happy about that. What was your take on the stickers? And then we'll get into some other. We had another surprise thing that I guess we have talked about. How's the stickers?
All the stickers were really good, and they were really well received. Doug being, of course, the favorite. The way we would do this is we would just have them out there, and we would say, pick one, but all we need to know is who's your pick. And we kind of tallied it up, and Doug just blew everyone else out of the water. So. It was really cool. Really cool.
I think the Find Your Person was really good too. I think people like that. Once we ran out of Doug stickers, the strong second was Find Your Person. And so that worked out really well. So, now, here's the thing I want to tell you. super exciting. So again, this whole venture is Larry's. I was there because I was supporting Larry. He wants to do something, we're going to do it. And he started talking to me many weeks ago that he's like, I bought skulls that were on sale and I'm painting them. And I said, go for it, man. And he didn't do one, he didn't do two. He did tens of them, right? So I think he was approaching over 30 skulls he had painted. And we looked at one of them in a previous episode. It was beautiful.
That one was the first one to go too.
And let me tell you, if we had, all of our paperwork in to where we could actually sell things, I would have had a whole rack of them. So many people came up and said they were beautiful and they just wanted them. And they were willing to talk any price he had. And so Larry had to, arrange to deal with him privately outside of the context of the festival. But it just shows you good art that is, has a love behind it. People will be attracted to that. So it was really wonderful. It's pretty exciting. It went well.
It did go well. There was a lot of interest. We have discussed they might possibly get one at Etsy later. I still have, what people don't know is I still have some skulls that have not been seen yet. I have another cat skull, and it's actually not a cat skull, it's a cat that is painted in Dias de los Muertos colors, and then a female skull with flowers on top and stuff like that, which I'm working on now. I'm trying to kind of keep the colors on the cat one like the Cheshire cat.
Nice.
Purples and pinks and grays.
Fantastic. Well, one of the things that I've been talking to Larry about is there's a pottery place in Frankfort that had some skulls for the holidays, and so I'm going to reach out to them and see if they can hold a few of them, and maybe we can do a session there and do some pottery and some glazing of those skulls and see what he comes up with. So, it's awesome.
Most excellent.
Okay, so we're going to play the second interview, and so let me kind of talk through how the interviews were supposed to go and how they went. You saw in that first interview, we had a fun interview with someone who was dressed up and kind of gave them just a moment to tell their story and then let them pick a sticker. It was supposed to be very light. In reality, what happened is from the time we filmed that interview until the next interview, it rained and the wind blew, and there was just no way we could even catch any footage.
We spent a whole lot of time holding on to the tent because we forgot the weights for the pole.
Yeah, and it's one of those things like how, do you want to drag an entire trailer with you of stuff?
Right.
So we had decided against the weights, and maybe we should have grabbed some buckets.
Especially since we had electricity to the tent.
We did, for sure. So anyway,
which another thing I want to give a shout out to all the people that were working that day. We didn't have power at first, and they worked their behinds off to get us power, and it was really fantastic.
It was awesome. The other thing that came out of it is we did publish at least one webcomic. Actually, the second one's getting ready to come out. So if you go to Webtoons, and I'll put the address right there. We actually made some fun comics around it, and so what's really cool about the Webtoons piece is they're short form like Garfield, but it gets you drawing and lasagna. And we learned a lot from this and learned what how to have fun with that. So we started SGR Studio, which is purely us making fun of ourselves. You have the
which we give ourselves lots of material to work with.
We do give ourselves lots of material to work with. But that's kind of the idea, is like the studio is being ran by that space girl, and she's trying to do the right thing and get everything together, and both of us are goofballs. And so that's going to kind of be the context of it, is she comes up with really good ideas, and then she's like, did we do what we agreed to? And then the third panel is always just going to be us completely missing the mark.
We're somewhere over dancing on poles with flowers and stuff.
Right. because some people traded things with people and received flowers.
You might want to explain that. I was trading flags, pride flags for flowers.
No,
Not anything.
I'm
just saying, trading things for flowers. Wee.
So anyway, all right. So that was fun and cool stuff that came out of it. Can't say enough. Hopefully, we'll be there next year. Also, we got a very positive response from a lot of people in the maker community. They actually came and talked to us for a long time and gave us a lot of inspiration for who to talk to. So we'll be doing more there for sure. And it certainly made me feel like this is the right thing and it's going to happen. So
yeah, there was a whole lot of interest, a whole lot of support.
For sure. Okay. So having said all those fun and cool things, we had a very sincere interview at the end of the day, and it was Devonesty, and the interview went really well. Please excuse our noise and wind, but I would like you to watch this and consider, the person behind all this. Everyone has a story, and those stories are worth listening to. So please enjoy and just reflect. Thanks.
Hello and good afternoon. You look fabulous today. Who are you and why are you here today?
My name is Devonesty, and I am a drag king entertainer. I've been doing this since 1996. I was in retirement for a while, so I came back at 2018 with the Imperial Court of Kentucky. And ever since then, I've been doing volunteer work with them and raise funds for all local communities. I've been in numerous other nonprofits.
Okay.
Kentucky Purple Bears, Northern American Bear, which I am in 2020 and 2021, North American Mama Bear. Yep, and I just got my first crown as your newly crowned royalty of Maria Pride.
Fantastic. Oh, you've been busy.
Yeah, been keeping myself busy.
That's amazing. I don't even know. I have so many questions. That's so awesome. So first of all, it sounds like the community's been amazing, and it sounds like it's been a heck of a journey, right?
It's been a wild journey. I've also done a few protests here and there, especially in Lexington. We're doing one just recently at the courts and trying to make sure that they don't pass the law against transgender confinements and all that stuff, consignments. And which really hits me because I'm really at the point where I'm on a transition.
Okay.
So I know a lot of transgenders that I pretty much know what they're going through. So I think it's going to be hard for them.
Well, first of all, thank you. Go ahead.
My son is actually biologically female, but my son is, he always says, I don't want to go because I don't want to be a problem. And I'm like, that's not the way it should be. The way it should be is that you are accepted as who you are, in whatever environment you are. And so that's part of what we're trying. We're trying to create a safe space.
Exactly.
Well, life happens. So, I don't have all the stickers, but our big motto is be, belong, create, and thrive. And thank you for all you do, and thank you for supporting.
My motto is be who you are to yourself, love yourself, and always be kind to yourself. I have a lot of that in me because I'm brought up in a Catholic family.
Yep.
So it's hard for artists to. It's really hard for us to come out to our families because they're so strict, and especially when you're an Asian family.
Okay.
It's also hard for that too. Because you see, we're not just
Right.
hate on everyone.
Yep.
It doesn't matter who you are. You're black, white, Asian.
Right.
Your sexual orientation doesn't matter. Your religious doesn't matter. You're still going to be hated.
Yeah. Well, and that is our Larry is always very quick to say it in a good way. We are here for everything but hate.
Yeah.
And so.
That's what I say. I love everybody, and that's what I want around me. So.
Please continue. I had just asked about, people identifying who they are with their family and not just coming out, but embracing who they are.
Yes. My coming out, which is kind of funny, is my family already knew that I
Right.
was gay.
Yeah.
And I perceived myself because, living in a Catholic ways, you want to make sure you're obeying the Catholic ways. But when I came out to my family, they already knew. And it was kind of funny. I was like, why didn't you tell me? I was still trying to figure out what I was,
Right.
or who I am. And I finally realized that, I'm not happy with the way I live or the way I am. So I finally told my mom, I said, I'm getting ready to transition, so I hope you're okay with that. And she said, I'm okay with it. So I was like, okay.
That's awesome.
So, but it depends on how your family is brought up, how you were brought up. With my family, coming from a Catholic family, Asian, you're very strict and you have to be a certain way by their level. But I'm really surprised that my family is really supportive. Even my grandmothers were really supportive.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's really good.
It's amazing. It's like I said, it depends on how you brought it.
Yeah.
A lot of people back in the 50s and 60s, even the 30s, they couldn't come out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They didn't want to be identified with.
Yep.
And now you got the 80s, the 90s, 2000s. We're already in the centuries. We're all coming out and doing. Some are like pansexual, some are bisexual, some are have more than one person in their group. So it depends how you want to live your life. I live my life as a man, and that's how I identify myself, as a male. My partner, she just had a breast cancer reduction, so everything here, she doesn't have it.
Yep.
So she doesn't really identify herself as a man, but when she does drag, she does. But when she's out of drag, she's a female. But I'm both. I actually, at work, nobody knows that I've changed. They still know me as Liz.
Okay.
And everyone around me knows me as Jamal. So that's how I go.
Okay. Well, first, I'm so proud of you for the bravery. I know there's so many things in this world that we worry about, and we think that someone else is going to hold us to some standard we didn't even sign up for, and some set of ideas that don't even apply to us. And so it takes all the strength in the world. So it's good to hear your story.
Like I said, it's best that people get educated because if they don't know what's going on around them, they're not going to understand it unless they actually go up to you and ask you that question. I prefer somebody to come up to me and ask me questions than assume something else.
Right? Oh, yeah.
So it's best to ask questions every time.
No, yeah.
So
Well,
that's what I tell everybody. Just ask me questions. If you want to ask me about my gender, I can tell you. I'm not scared to tell you.
Well, and I can tell you as somebody, I often just my general appearance, people maybe think I vote a certain way, and I always hate that, right? I always hate that I don't have a clean way to say, hey, I'm openly here to support people in their journey, and I'm not here to tell them what that is. That's not my place, right? And so thank you for talking with me today. I really mean that, because what you said there actually really hit home with me, that you've got the strength of character to say, you know what, this is who I am, and I will talk to you about it. I'll change the world through a conversation. So
That's what I'm here for, is to show up and guide whoever wants to ask questions. I'm just guiding
Just a person who wants to be treated like a person. Imagine that. That's so different than anyone else, is it?
Yeah, and brave in that willing to have a conversation. Didn't seem like wasn't willing to have a conversation. I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, very, very awesome stuff. And I'm glad to be able to give some of these people a voice where they can be heard. Hopefully there'll be more to come from all of that, from every walks of life, different personalities and sexual orientation or what have you. Because all are welcome here at Space Girl Rockets.
Thank you, everyone, and again, a huge shout out to the people that set up and ran the Pridefest in Frankfort, Kentucky.
Fantastic.
Made us feel very
He's choked up. Look at that.
Choked up. Made us feel very welcome, and
just a thought, it may become a annual event. You've already talked about it.
and I think it will be. So, anyway, again, thanks for tuning in. Please have a good one.
Peace, love, and light.
Hey, thanks for watching.